Hi, I'm Random Trashy, welcome to the channel. So I want to say a massive thank you to the guys over at HW Holsters. I recently got my HK45 tack from Tokyo Marui. There is very few holsters out there on the market that are capable of holding this weapon, whether that's a Kydex or a open piece holster, whether it is a abdominal, anything. They're just really rare to come across. The only ones that I could really find were over in the States. There was a few abdominal based HK45 holsters, and there was a few belt type ones as well, but they had different types of retention system that I didn't really want to go to. Plus, some of the brands that I was looking at were super expensive by the time I brought it over to the UK. So I spoke to the guys over at HW Holsters. They actually custom made this for me. I'm really happy about it. I will get it out the packaging so that you can have a look. First off, the service from HW Holsters, absolutely awesome. You can go to their website, you can select a custom Kydex holster, which is a single piece Kydex wraparound, and I'll show you that on the holster itself. You can select the different types of retention systems, different accessories, absolutely everything. It's all customizable. You can select from a ton of drop down lists. It gives you a ton of different customization, but if there is things that you want done to the holster that aren't listed, then you can feel free to just contact those guys. I'll make sure that they are linked to their website, but also to their Facebook in the description below. I spoke to the guys via Facebook, got a very quick response, really fast. The guys knew exactly what they were on about. I told them about the weapon, I sent them the specifications of the gun, sent them a load of photos and told them how far, the main difference being on the tack from the standard HK45 is the extended barrel. So I showed them the dimensions, and about 2 weeks later, it might have been a little bit over 2 weeks, I got this sent through. So I'm just going to get it out. Its packaging, as you can see, comes in a nice plastic case. Just going to open this up and get the holster out itself. We've got some notice information in here about the holster itself, about the product information, and just saying about the correct levels of retention and that sort of thing. And then we've got some nice imagery in the background here, and some HW Holsters branding. Just going through to the holster system itself, this is a tan coloured Kydex that has been wrapped in really nice, really solid multicam material. This is a low IR variant multicam material as well, which is always nice. So it does give off a very low signature. As you can see on the back here, there is your typical triple bolt setup. So you can use this with a variety of different other setups on the back. I have got their CNC'd machined belt loop. It's made out of a polymer, really hard plastic. I did give this a good flex. As you can see, there is no movement in that at all. The likelihood of it breaking is very slim, but it also keeps the weight very light. This is one of the lightest holsters setups that I've come across. Now, I've checked out a ton from a variety of different brands. I really am a fan of the Kydex setup. Nice thing about this as well is there is some adjustment in here. As you can see, these two black rubberized areas between the two bolts. You've got a screw on the front, and you can tighten them up just to get the perfect amount of retention. Here again, I've got my HK45 tack, just to let you guys know that the magazine is completely empty, and it's also got no gas in it as well. So if I just push the gas button in here, you can see that it's completely empty. Just because I am waving this around in front of my face and camera, if my finger does go into the trigger guard here, don't worry, it's completely empty and safe. You can see, fits into the holster system really nice. As you can see, even with a good heavy bit of running around, it's not going to come out of there, but very quick to access. Nice easy draw, especially if it's on the hip, and I will put some footage in now just so you can see how nice and smooth that draw is and how well it goes back into the holster. One thing I do want to mention on this, and I think it would be unfair for me not to mention, is I have actually customised the top of the holster myself. When it come through, it did come up with a much higher retention area. So the retention area and the polymer area actually come up right over the top of the back of the slide on both sides. I have an ambidextrous safety on this weapon, and it meant that the plastic was very high. One of the things that I really wanted with this was real easy, fast accessibility. A way of being able to draw the weapon and place the weapon back into the holster as easy as possible. And just that extra bit of height around the top, just where it come up a little bit higher on my waistline, I just wanted to bring it a little bit lower, just so it's easier. I'm not having to raise the weapon up as much to get over the top of the Kydex. It's just very easy. It's a nice, simple slip for this weapon to go back into the holster. So I have modified this myself. I simply got a Dremel and I just cut a new line around the top. I just made sure that the outside edge was a little bit higher than the inside edge, just in case it does come in at a slight angle. It means that I can get the weapon in there easier. So I have slightly modified it, and you can see that just as there's a little bit of a rough edge around the top here on the material. When it was sent to me, the top edge on this, the finish was absolutely perfect. So I have modified this myself, and that's just to get it exactly where I want it. I'm going to be going through some engagement courses fairly soon. I'm going to be doing some engagement training. That will be coming to the channel. It's a future project of mine. I've still got a few discussions to have. But yeah, there will be some engagement training, so having a really nice fast access pistol setup was an absolute must for that training. So I did cut the top of this down just to get it exactly where I wanted. Guys, absolutely top service from these guys. I think the total of this with postage and packaging was about £45. With the way that it's set up, the service, the fact that it's completely bespoke to this weapon, an absolute steal. If you are looking for setups from other brands that are out there, you're looking at real steel setups, you're looking, for me, £75 to £100 without it being Kydex. They are fixed holsters. This is completely bespoke to this weapon. Absolutely blown away by it. Very, very happy. I did run this out not last weekend, the weekend before, with some friends of mine over at the barracks in Reading. An absolutely fantastic day, very easy to access. I found getting to this in and out of the holster really, you know, just worked for me flawlessly throughout the day. I did go to the pistol quite a lot, which is regular viewers of my channels know I don't really go to my pistol all that much, but just for the accessibility and how quick it was, I just dropped my gun, my AR platform, let it hang, went straight down to the pistol, and just because of how fast that is to access, it's so good, and got some kills with it. So really, really happy. So a massive thank you to the guys over at HW Holsters, an impeccable service from them guys. I'll make sure everything, all the links and everything are in the description below. If you have any questions about this, about the setup itself, or about the weapon, feel free to put a comment in the box below. If you do go over to HW Holsters and you are looking at their products, or you do want to make an order with those guys, please say that Random Trashy sent you. It'd really help me out. And obviously for them guys to know that I'm pushing their products and pushing their brand. Again, really impressed with their service. So thank you so much for watching guys, really appreciate it. Any comments, feedback, anything like that, please put it in the comments box below. Other than that, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all soon.